Hey people, it is Wednesday. It is May the 8th and the time is 8:37 in the evening and it's around 14 degrees Celsius. I am in the east end of Toronto in the Riverdale area. And nearby Riverside is also just nearby along Queen Street, but this is Degrassi Street. I'm currently walking on the famous Degrassi Street. That was the namesake for a number of famous television shows that you might be aware of, which were mainly set around this neighborhood here in the east end of Toronto. And I'm going to make my way back towards home, but I think I have to stop at a grocery store before I head home, so this will be a walk from Degrassi Street, heading west, back over the Don River into downtown, and then ending in the east side of downtown in the vicinity of a grocery store. And hopefully it doesn't rain. There was a light mist coming down just a little while ago. I just finished a live stream here on Degrassi Street. And it's getting progressively darker also. I think by the time I do get near the end of the video, it will probably be properly dark. All right, this is where Degrassi Street ends here at Queen Street East. So we'll take a walk through the Riverside neighborhood. We all cross to the other side though. I just walked along this side of Queen Street East in my live stream heading in the easterly direction, so I figure I'll walk on the south side of Queen heading in the westerly direction just to change things up a bit. And we'll also get a better view of some of the more impressive buildings along the stretch.
That's such a fake clean.
This is a lively neighborhood. And it's very family friendly. And it has a great vibe to it. Similar to the Leslieville neighborhood, which is a bit further east. And you gotta love this library. And you can see some of the patios are doing good business. And all the bases are covered along here for whatever sort of cuisine you might be craving. It's very eclectic in terms of its offerings. And quite a number of bars and night spots also. And every sort of retail shop you could ever need. It's a great neighborhood all around. Another great old building there. And this is the Opera House, a former actual opera house that is now a venue for live music of the non-operatic type, bands and that sort of thing, obviously. And it looks like there's a show at the Opera House taking place tonight. I don't know who's playing.
Get back in?
Can't see any signs or anything advertising who's playing tonight. And I'll just talk over the loud music coming from that car. There's the 503 Kingston Road streetcar. Of course, the 501 Queen famously runs along this route all the way down to the beaches. And you can see the Broadview Hotel coming into view there. I'd say that's the main landmark of the neighborhood. I saw earlier during my live stream that was originally called Dingman Hall, dating from the 1890s. You don't see too many country styles anymore. That was a very popular donut chain that seems to have mostly vanished. Maybe I'll cross back over to the north side of Queen. You have some better views of the skyline as you approach downtown. And I didn't walk along this part of Queen during my live stream. All right, making my move. Got some impressive densification happening in the area. All along Queen Street, new mid-rise developments are springing up. Down all the way as far as the beaches. which is a good thing. There's the 501 Queen there. Although that one's only going as far as Kingston Road. The end of the line is the Neville Park Loop. And we're about to leave Riverside and come into the east side of downtown. Don Valley Parkway, looking north. The Regent Park neighborhood, right up there. And the mighty Don River right down below. And you can make out some of the financial district skyline. And the top of the CN Tower. And King Street begins right here. If you're heading west, it'll take you through Old Town and the financial district, and eventually all the way to Parkdale. This is the Toronto Humane Society with its quirky mural on the side. Seems to be cats outnumbering everything else. Maybe that means they have more cats kept here than anything else. River Street. So now we're in the Corktown neighborhood. This is a very old part of the city. It looks like the threatening clouds have started to move on, which is nice. I love these old rows of storefronts and townhomes. This part of the city is chock full of history. Of course, Toronto's history in its built form doesn't go back much further than the mid-19th century, but nevertheless, that's plenty old. This part of Queen Street has always been very quiet, though. Compared to where we were earlier in Riverside, which is quite lively. This is very sleepy. I think this part of Queen Street doesn't have the best of reputations. And it's a bit lacking in things like popular bars and restaurants. And the retail shops aren't quite as interesting. But it does have character, though. And there's Bright Street over there. Neat little street that'll take you down to King Street as it sort of curves and weaves with its old 19th century row houses. So we're not too far from Regent Park, which is where I think I'll end up. There's a grocery store there that I often frequent. So I shouldn't go much further west than Parliament Street. I might have to take Parliament north. .420 Queen East. Not sure what the tiger has to do with the lost and found.
It's like in, is it August? It'll be a 2-year.
And this might be the landmark of this stretch of Queen. I'm wondering if I should take Parliament or take this residential street. Parliament is not the nicest stretch heading north from here. So maybe I will take Treffin Street. I don't think I've ever walked along Treffin Street before. I was going to say Treffin Court because I think there's another place called Treffin Court. Oh, looks like the church bells are ringing. I guess it's 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? Strange, I've never walked along here before. Or if I have, it was maybe one time. Kind of a mishmash of different building styles here. And different ages of the buildings. I might have walked along here one time during a snowfall video, now that I think about it. Everything looked a lot different then. We emerge onto Shooter Street, I believe. Nice view of part of the skyline there. And you can see all the way up to Yonge and Bloor. But Parliament Street is over there again, so let's not walk up Parliament. Let's take Regent Street, going into the Regent Park neighborhood. We got some awesome skyline views here. This fence, though, is making it a bit hard to get a proper look. So this used to be one of the worst neighborhoods in the city. It was a large public housing project that was developed in the late 1940s and sort of deteriorated over the decades until by the 90s it was considered a dangerous neighborhood. And then in the early 2000s, a redevelopment plan took hold and much of the old public housing buildings were demolished and replaced with new housing, which you can see all around us. Now it's a mix of public housing, market rate rentals, condominiums, and rent geared to income units. And Dundas Street is up ahead.
High school, you're sitting on chilling. You did something wrong. Yeah. You took a left turn somewhere.
And here is Dundas. So we're going to head west along Dundas. And Parliament Street is right up ahead again. We keep finding ourselves coming back to Parliament or towards it But that's okay because the corner of Dundas and Parliament here is actually my destination at the FreshCo grocery store that you have seen many previous times on the channel if you've been a regular viewer. And my apartment is just about another 8 or 9 minute walk further to the west and a bit to the north. So I'm going to head inside here, pick up a few things before I make my way home. So I hope you enjoyed the walk. We made our way from Degrassi Street in the Riverdale / Riverside area and headed onto Queen and followed Queen westward over the Don River into downtown through Corktown and then up into Regent Park here to the FreshCo. Leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the walk, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And also be sure to hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal as well as via my merch store. And you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. You can find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.